So we're going to start with a breathing exercise today, and it's a grounding exercise that allows us to just center and calm down if you've had some stress. And it's called Nadi Shodhra breathing. It's alternate nostril breath, and we'll just do it. It'll just be a couple of minutes. So maybe some of you have done it before. If not, just we'll just take a comfortable seat. So taking a comfortable seat and just inhale through the nose. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. And again, like that, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. All right, so now with this breath, we use our hands, and you'll want to take your thumb and your ring finger. So you'll bend your fingers like this. If that's not possible, you can just rest your two fingers up here, but they could be bent. And what we'll do is we'll take the thumb to close one nostril, and we'll use the ring finger to close the other. And we're going to breathe in and out those nostrils, but I'm going to talk you through it. So starting with another inhale through the nose, getting your hands ready, we'll close the right nostril, breathe out through the left nostril, breathe in through the left nostril, close the left nostril with the ring finger, and breathe out through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril, closing it, and exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left, closing it, and exhaling through the right. And one more time like that. Inhaling, close the right nostril, exhale through the left. Release the nostrils. Take an inhale through both nostrils and an exhale. So anytime you're feeling stressed, you can come to that breath and just see if it helps to center your body. So let's just start with a little bit of opening and warming. We will stay seated, probably cross-legged is more comfortable. So come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Let's start squeezing the shoulders up to the ears and rolling them back. So again, inhale, squeezing them up. And exhale, rolling them back. And one more time like that, squeezing them up, rolling them back. And then clasp the hands behind, and we'll squeeze the arms up and back, just opening the chest. If you can't grab them, you could use a strap. I forgot to cue everybody with props, I just realized, because I had that terrible time. You will need a strap today. And you need 2 blankets. So maybe we should pause. I'm just gonna make sure everybody has it. Sorry guys. Does everybody have a strap and 2 blankets? Yes? John, do you? No? Can you grab one? We'll pause for 1 second. I'm sorry guys, thanks for your patience with me. I had the iPad set up and then it went away. So let's give John and anybody else a second just to grab their props. 2 blankets and a strap. You can use a pillow too, if that's helpful. Okay, great. All right, let's start again. So if you need your strap behind you, you can grab that, or clasp your hands behind and just reaching back. And then we'll release, sweep the arms up. Let's clasp them overhead. So here, try to bring the shoulders down. Don't let them creep up towards the ears. And then release the clasp. We'll drop the right hand down and lean and open into a side bend. So you can turn and look up here. And then inhale, come back, and we'll go to the opposite side. Leaning into that right hip, stretching to the left. You can turn and look up if that works for your body. And then back to center. Let's do that one more time. See if we can get a little deeper this time. Back to center, opposite side. And back to center. All right, so let's sweep and do a little twist. So sweeping the arms up, releasing them and twisting to the right. Use the arm, the left arm pressing into the knee to twist. Release, come back to center. We'll sweep again, and this time moving to the left. Releasing back to center. Just take a gentle forward fold. And coming up. All right, let's go to our backs. We'll do a little bit of opening of the hips, just a dynamic opening, just to warm up for this. So come onto your backs. Your knees are bent. We'll extend the left leg long. The right knee comes up into the chest. And just start by circling that knee. Just one direction. You can start small and take it wide. Now reverse. And then we'll take the knee and just gently bring it across without lifting the hips. So you're just stretching just slightly to the left. Just feeling a little bit of an outer hip stretch here. And release. Opposite side, left knee comes up into the chest. Just holding for one moment, and then we'll start to circle that knee. It's nice to start small and then make it gradually wider. So lubricating the joints here. And start to reverse. And then placing the right hand on the knee and just bringing it slightly across the body without lifting the hips. Just till you feel a little stretch in the hip. If you don't feel a stretch, it's okay. And then release the leg down. Let's bend the knees and bring the feet wider than the mat. We're gonna do some windshield wipers going to the left, up to the top, and then to the right. Just do this in your own time. Whatever feels good. If you want to go slow, you can go slow. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. You want to pause at the bottom, that's fine too. Starting to open up here. Let's take it through 2 more times. So the next time you get to the right side, we're gonna pause. And then if you want, you can place the bottom foot on top of the left knee. It doesn't feel good to everybody. So if it doesn't feel good, you don't do it. And that's pretty much the theme of my class. If there's something that doesn't feel good, you're not gonna do it, especially if it hurts your body in any way. Slowly release that if you clasp. And then you're going to go over to the left. Bring the foot on top of the knee if it feels good today. And then unbind if you did. And then we'll come back with the knees to the center. And let's just bring the knees up. And we'll just do some dynamic twists. So the knees are at a right angle and the arms are out to the side like a T. And you'll just roll the knees to the left side and then bring them up and go to the right. And again, this is on your own time. So just taking some gentle twists. We'll go through 2 more times, left and right. And then at the last, you'll come up, plant the feet, and just gently roll yourself up and come to hands and knees. We'll start with a few more cat-cows, just a little bit more opening up, dynamic movement before we get into our yin postures. So hands are directly under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We'll inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and ground. Inhaling, arching and looking up. Exhale, round. One more time like that. Inhaling, arching and looking up. Exhale, round. Now I want to do a little bit of side cat-cow. So we're just going to walk our hands over to the left, only our hands, and just see how that feels. So you're over to the left, and then you're just going to see if you can arch and round in this position. So inhaling, arch, exhale, round, inhale, arch, exhale, round. Walk back to center, all the way over to the right. You don't have to take it too far. A little bit will go a long way here. Inhaling, arching, exhale, round, inhale, arch, exhale, round. And then back to center, we'll just take a child's pose. Coming back up to center, I want to take a down dog. We're going to take down dog to lizard. So just follow me back to that hands in that quadruped position. From there, you're going to take your hands about 3 inches forward. That'll put you in the right spot for down dog. Tuck the toes, come up to down dog, pressing back into the heels. These can be bent if you need to. Just pushing back into the heels from the hands. All of the fingers are pressing down. Inhaling here. See if you can straighten a little bit if you bent your knees. And maybe you want to pedal out your feet. So just pedaling, walking your dog. And coming to center and down dog, we're going to bring the right foot to the right hand. Then I want you to walk that foot over a little bit more to the right and put the hand on the inside of the foot. Your knee comes down onto the ground. So to take lizard, we just bring, I'm going to come forward so you can see it this way. So I'm here, and then I'm just going to open my knee. And then some of you can come down to your elbows. Some of you can't. Some of you, this is fine and plenty. We're just going to stretch here in lizard. So relaxing into it. Let's just hold it for like 30 seconds. One more inhale. Bring the knee back up to center. Walk the knees back together. Just take a child's pose in between before we go to the left side. All right, so now coming back up to down dog again.
Pedal the feet one more time. Then we'll come back to full down dog. Bring the left knee into the chest, place it next to the hand, walk it out to the left, place the knee, back knee down. And then you'll bring your hand to the inside of the foot. So I'll come back to center so people can see. And then we'll bring the knee out to the side. And then you can put your arms in whatever position is the most comfortable. We're only going to hold it for 30 seconds, so it's okay to be at a high intensity with this one right now. Most of the time in our yin poses, this isn't going to be a yin because we're not going to hold it more than 30 seconds, but most of the time we would only want to be at a level 5 or 6 so that we can hold it comfortably and let it do the work. Last inhale here. Exhale, slowly walk it out and take child's pose again. All right, come back up to seated. I'm going to demo. We're going to do a full strap sequence next. A lot of work in our legs. So you might want to place the blanket completely under your body just so that you're comfortable on the floor. I like to do that because my mat's pretty thin. So I'll just demo it really quickly through, and some of you have done it with me already. So it might just be a quick review. I'm just going to show you on one side. So we're going to start with dynamic happy baby. So we're just going to start by pressing both feet into the strap, and then we'll open and come down, pressing into the strap and using that as resistance to just help us with our happy baby. So we'll go through that a few times. Then we'll release one leg and we'll do that dynamic movement of the foot. So we'll start just by ankle turning, then fully spinning the leg, seeing how that feels. And then we'll stop and hold here. And we'll probably hold here for about 1.5 minutes. I'm going to set timers, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then we'll externally rotate out to the side and then come out. And when we come out to the side, it is super helpful to have a pillow or a rolled up blanket under the hip. So that allows us to hold it comfortably, where we're not really gripping and it's uncomfortable, because this is a pretty intense stretch. So make sure your props are ready for that. And then after that, we'll come back up. We'll stretch a little bit dynamically here into the outer hip, and then we'll come all the way over to the side. I'm a little too close to my cabinet, so I'm going to bend my knee. If you're too close to a wall, you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to bend your knee. Everybody else will be leg completely out and over to the side. And in this case too, I'm going to cue you. You will prop something under your leg if you need it. Any questions? No? Okay. So let's get started. Make sure you're comfortable on your back, and make sure you have your extra blanket to the left side of your body. And we'll start with both feet up into the strap. And so here you can notice if it feels like it's too much, if the toes are close to the nose, or if they need to move back a little bit to be comfortable, like back away from the body. And then we'll press firmly into the strap and open out wide and bend the knees. So taking that into that dynamic happy baby. So pressing and then opening with the feet and bringing them down to happy baby using the strap as resistance. So just moving dynamically here. If you have a rubber band, just see how it goes. I'm doing it with a belt type band, so it's easier for me to have resistance. If you have a rubber band and it's getting kind of weird, you can just see what feels good and modify as you need to. One more time through like this. All right, now let's release the right leg and stretch long in the left leg. And we're just let's start by just holding here for a minute, and then we'll do that dynamic movement to ease it up. So I'm gonna set the timer, and I'm using my phone as a timer. I added a chime, so when you hear the chime, you'll know it's time to come out, but don't come out right away. Take one last breath when you hear the chime, if that makes sense, and then we'll release. So here we're really relaxing the arms. We're not stretching them out. Make sure the shoulders are resting down, the arms are resting, and we're not gripping with the strap so that you can put all of your effort into your leg here. And the bottom leg is totally relaxed. Just breathing into the stretch. All right, so then we'll slowly start to turn the ankle. So just turning the foot to the left, only the foot, and then to the right. It's just spinning that ankle a little bit and noticing a little bit of stretch in the shin and the inner ankle down the sides of the legs. And then we'll start to spin the hip in the socket, spinning towards the left, pointing the toes, and out towards the right. So internal and external rotation of the hip here. And then the next time we get to the right side, we'll pause. We'll place the strap into the left hand. Make sure your props are there to sort of help your hips. So have the blanket kind of rolled up under the hip so it can support you. And we'll bring the leg out to the left side. And we're going to hold this one also for a minute. All right, so inhale, bring it up to the top. And then we'll start to do that swaying motion. So we're just gonna sway the foot to the to the right, and then back to center. And you should feel a small stretch in the outer hip here. So you don't lift the hips, you just swaying the leg until you feel that slight stretch. Doesn't have to be anything more than a couple of inches to the right, and then back up. And then we'll set up for the level 3 where we bring the left arm out to the side and we slowly bring that leg all the way to the right, twisting the body so the shoulders stay square. And if you need your blanket, just bring it over and prop it under your leg if you need it.
And then slowly start to come back up to the top. We're gonna do one more that I forgot to demo. We're still gonna do it. It's half happy baby with the strap. So grab the strap close to the foot and bend the knee down. So it's half happy baby. We're attempting to get that knee close to the left shoulder. If that doesn't work for you and you can't do it, you can always just bend like we did in the opening sequence where you just bend the knee into the chest. But you can try with the strap and see if it helps. The bottom foot can be long, or if you want more, you can always bend into a half butterfly on the right side. And that'll give you an inner groin stretch as well. It's totally optional. Some people like to do that. For others, it's too much. One last inhale here. Straighten the bottom leg if it's bent. And then we'll slowly release the strap and stretch the leg long next to the other one. And just sit for a moment and just notice the sensations in your body here. How does the left side feel? Is it completely different than the right? And then we'll set up for the opposite side. So bringing the strap over the right foot now. And then positioning that leg where it needs to be. Does it need to be closer to the nose? Does it need to be further back? Both sides are different, so we're not going to hunt for same sensation on this side. We're just going to listen to our bodies and allow it to open as it needs. So I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute here. All right, so we'll start to turn the ankle. So just turning from left to right here. Keeping everything else still. And then spinning the leg in the socket, left and right, internal and external. And then the next time you get to external rotation, pause. If your prop is not on the right side, move it over. It should be there based on the last sequence that we'll see. If you need to move it, and we'll bring the leg out to the side so that it's supported. And then inhaling one last time here. Exhale, come up to the top. And we'll do that dynamic side wave motion. So we're just bringing the foot slightly to the left until you feel an outer hip stretch, and then back to center. Swaying at your own pace here. We'll do that 2 more times. And then grab your props if you need them on the opposite side. Some of you can come all the way to the floor. Some of you need a blanket to catch your leg. You'll bring the right arm all the way out like a T, and you bring the left leg completely across the body, coming into a twist. Shoulders are planted on the ground. If it's too much, you can bend the top knee, or if you don't have space, obviously you're going to bend the top knee. Last breath here. On an exhale, bring it up to the top. And we'll set up for half happy baby, grabbing the strap close to the foot and using it to bend the knee down towards the ground. Again, you can take that half butterfly on the side, bending the left knee in a half butterfly if you like, or you can keep it long and just focus on the half happy baby on the right. And slowly start to release, bringing the right foot to meet the left on the ground. And we'll just do one last check-in with the body here. Just noticing if you feel even now. And then slowly we'll roll up to seated again, and I'll demo the next sequence. So you'll need your strap again for this one, and I also think it will be helpful if you didn't put a blanket under yourself, that you do it this time, because we're going to be on our bellies. So we're going to do, use the strap across the back to do a back bend. So we'll start just setting it up so that it's draped across the back, the low back, and we'll start in just a baby cobra. So we're just going to stretch up here, and to test yourself for baby cobra is super easy. You just lift your hands, and that's as far as you can go. So if you went too far and you lift your hands and you fall down, then you know that you're just going a little bit too deep in it. So that's the first one, baby cobra. We'll release out, and then we'll just stretch up to seal, which will be even more. And then we'll come down, and then we'll grab the strap. And we'll start with the feet on the ground, just bringing the strap up, to using the strap as momentum. So I'm pretty open in my back, so I hold it close by. But if you're tight in your shoulders, you're just going to hold it wide. And we'll do that one time, and then we'll do it again. And the next time we'll lift the legs if you can. That's an optional thing. So that's what we're going to do. So come to your bellies.
And then just drape the strap across the back so it's there for you when you're ready. And you place your hands right at the chest area, bend, and we'll lift up for baby cobra. And do that check to make sure you didn't go too far, and then place the hands back down. And inhaling here, exhaling, releasing the head to the ground. And let's do it again just to warm up. One more time, baby cobra. And exhale, release. And then this time we'll take seal. So pressing firmly and lifting as far as you can go. You're attempting to straighten the arms, but you won't straighten the arms all the way. And then release. Take a breath here, just resting. And then we'll grab that strap. So grabbing the strap wide if you need to be, if you're tight in the shoulders. And then we'll slowly lift up using the tension of the strap to open the chest and the back. And then release, resting the head. One inhale and an exhale. And then this time we'll lift up again and we'll lift the feet at the same time if you can. If not, just keep them on the ground. And slowly release. And then just push back to child's pose. So the next thing we're going to do is banana asana on our backs to get a little side bend in. So you don't need any props for this one, and we'll just do it all together. So coming back onto your backs, we'll walk the feet over to the right, starting at the right side, walking the feet all the way to the right, lifting up the shoulders and bringing them also to the right. So you're making a half moon or a banana shape with your body. And then to enhance, if you want, you can bring the shoulders up and clasp the elbows overhead. That's an option. They can be straight up overhead. You can play with it. And then you can also cross one foot on top of the other. That helps for the lower body. But I don't want you to do that if it causes the hips to not be on the mat. So if that cross causes your hips to lift up, then just uncross and come back to the ground. So if you crossed your feet, uncross them, walk them back to center, bring the shoulders back to center, release the arms down. We'll go to the opposite side, walking the feet all the way to the left, lifting up the shoulders and bringing them to the left as well. And then you can add the arms and the legs as you like.
if you cross the feet, uncross them and start to walk them back to center. And then bring the shoulders back to center, arms come down to the side. And now let's just bring the knees into the chest and just give some gentle rolls onto the low back. Go in one direction together with the knees and then spin the opposite way. And then I'll have you guys watch the last sequence. It's one I've been doing in class, so it should be familiar to most of you if you've been taking class, but I'll show it again. It's going to be thread the needle, but we're going to add the IT band stretch, and then we'll take it into twisted roots. So I'll just show it. So oops. I'm going to start with the low back traction with my knee crossing over my ankles onto my thigh and press into the thighs. So we'll do that for a little bit. And then some of you may need something to support your foot when it comes down. So have it there in case. I don't need it, so I'm going to come to the ground, but I'll show both ways. So we'll grab our ankle with our hand and just guide our foot to the ground. So this is where, if you feel tight, you might want to put a blanket or something, give yourself a little extra space there. And then the option here is either to press into the hip or bring the arm up and the opposite arm up and overhead. So it's kind of like a little bit of a pretzel stretch, but you'll feel it deep here on the side, IT band, and into the piriformis. So it's a great stretch for that. So then we'll come out and then we'll thread the needle with the strap. It's a nice way to do thread the needle. You just use the strap to totally relax and thread the needle. So my shoulders can be completely relaxing onto the ground. And then from there, we'll cross the legs and come into twist on that side and rest into it. And then we'll do the opposite side. Any questions? No? All right, so we'll start. Have your blanket or your pillow or whatever to catch your foot if you need it, and have your strap just close by. And we'll start with the, have that blanket on the left side. We'll start by crossing the right ankle over the left the left knee, and then press into the thighs. So just give your back some space there, just pressing firmly into the thighs, breathing into that. Release that press, and then do it again one more time. And release. So now we're going to grab the left ankle with the left hand. And then you'll slowly start to guide that foot onto your prop or onto the floor. And then you'll either use your right hand to press into that leg, or you'll reach your arm up and overhead. It feels different to everybody, so see if either of those work for you. Or you can do whatever feels good with the arm. So just breathing in, this is a very deep stretch, we'll breathe into it. Just noticing the breath here. Let's take 2 more breaths. The bottom of that exhale, release the hand and bring the foot back up, the knees back up. Now you're going to grab your strap and you're going to bring the left knee into the chest for the figure 4. And we're going to drape the strap over the top shin. And then you relax your upper body and just pull that strap so that you're getting that outer hip stretch. So it's reclining pigeon, essentially.
Last inhale here. Exhale, release your grasp on the strap and cross the legs deeply. Then we'll put our arms out to the side. And this is where I want you to make sure your prop can catch you just so the twist is comfortable. So the prop is going to catch the legs. We're going to rotate them over to the left side. If the twist feels too deep in your low back, I'd like you to just uncross your legs and take a simple twist. To come out of this pose, we're going to uncross the legs from the bottom and then just bring the knees up to center. Place the feet on the ground and let's just take that windshield wiper just gently before we move on to the other side. All right, so setting up for the opposite side, we're going to just make sure the strap is not tangled under our bodies, and then bring the blanket or your pillow over to the right side so it's ready to catch your foot if you need it. And we'll cross the left ankle over the right thigh and do that low back traction again. So pressing firmly with your palms into the thighs. Release. And let's do it one more time. Inhaling into it and release. And now grab the ankle with the right hand and slowly guide it to the ground or to the prop. Now you can use the hand, either press the thigh away or you can stretch up and over. Or whatever you like. If neither of those feel good, just do what does. Last inhale here. Exhaling, bringing the feet back, the legs back up to center at the top of the figure four. And then we'll grab the strap, bring the knees close to the chest, and drape the strap over the shin.
And now we'll release the strap, cross the legs deeply, bring the arms out like a T, and bring the knees over to the right side, letting the blanket or the pillow catch them if you need to. And then again, if this doesn't feel good in your low back, I'd like you to just uncross the legs and stack the knees so that it's a gentle twist. Last inhale here. Exhale, uncross the legs. Bring the knees back up to the top. And then you can take whatever dynamic movement feels good. If the windshield wiper felt good, or you could just do knee rolls on the low back. Whatever feels good, right? But we're going to set up for Shavasana next. But let's just take a pause after that work. And then setting up for Shavasana, we'll stretch the legs long, slightly tuck the shoulders under, opening the heart. Arms are out by the side. Take one last inhale here. Exhale it out, Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some subtle movement to your hands and your feet. bring your knees to your chest and roll to one side. And slowly come up to seated. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.